Did you know that your favorite street foods could pose serious health risks? Street food in India is diverse and tempting, but it often comes with hidden dangers related to food hygiene. Behind the appealing appearance of dishes like Kathi Roll, chicken lollipop, or roadside mutton curry are risks from poor quality ingredients, unhygienic preparation, and oil reused multiple times. Consuming these foods can lead to issues such as food poisoning, diarrhea, bacterial infections, and even serious conditions like heart disease or cancer. This article will take you through the 10 most unhygienic street foods in India. Are you willing to risk your health for a fleeting taste, or will you choose to protect yourself and avoid these risky dishes? Kathi Roll. Kathi Roll is often made from chicken, lamb, or fish, but in reality, it frequently consists of spoiled or low-quality frozen meat. These pieces of meat are not properly stored and left out in the open for hours, becoming a breeding ground for bacteria. Can you imagine it? Spoiled meat marinated in a pungent layer of spices, but lurking inside is a terrifying colony of bacteria. The meat is grilled or stir-fried in deplorable hygiene conditions, then wrapped in a soft bread. Vendors unhesitatingly use their bare hands to mix the ingredients and roll the bread without washing their hands. The rolls are placed directly on the sidewalk, coming into contact with dirt, vehicle exhaust, and flies. When you see these filthy rolls laid out under the scorching sun all day, would you dare to try a bite? The combination of spoiled meat and unsanitary preparation turns Kathi Roll into a mobile health hazard. Bacteria like Salmonella and E. coli can lurk in every bite of meat, ready to cause food poisoning. Are you risking your digestive system just to enjoy a roll packed with bacteria? Would you really accept sacrificing your health for a fleeting moment of culinary pleasure? Malai tikka. Malai tikka, a seemingly enticing dish with chicken marinated in cream and yogurt, hides a horrifying truth beneath its allure. The chicken used is often low-quality, cheap, frozen, past its expiration date, or improperly stored. These foul-smelling pieces of meat are heavily spiced to mask their dreadful quality. The skewers are grilled over a roadside charcoal stove, where smoke from vehicles, dirt, and insects mingle with every piece of meat. The vendor, with bare hands, directly handles the food without gloves. The smoke from the charcoal carries not only road dust, but also harmful pollutants from exhaust fumes. Have you ever considered how many horrific bacteria each piece of chicken you eat has encountered? Unsafe chicken provides the perfect breeding ground for dangerous bacteria like Salmonella and Campylobacter, waiting for the opportunity to invade your body. Moreover, the unsanitary smoke from the grill harbors carcinogenic substances, significantly increasing the risk of disease. Do you have the courage to indulge in a skewer of chicken, knowing that your health could be at stake? Masala Liver. Liver, a vital organ responsible for detoxifying the body, can become a breeding ground for bacteria and harmful substances if sourced from unhealthy pigs. Did you know that much of the liver used in this dish often comes from unknown origins? It's shocking how many people are unaware that the liver used in this meal typically hasn't undergone any food safety inspections. Just imagine, the liver is sliced, marinated with strong spices to mask the fishy smell, and then stir-fried in oil that has been reused countless times. Do you think street food is generally safe to eat? The cooking takes place right on the sidewalk, surrounded by dust and flies, with no protective measures in sight. The vendor uses bare hands to stir the liver, without washing their hands or wearing gloves, painting a grim picture of food hygiene. Unhygienic liver is teeming with bacteria, parasites, and toxins. When you indulge in this dish, you are risking food poisoning, infections, and serious health issues. Have you ever experienced food poisoning after eating something of questionable origin? Be cautious. Don't let ignorance gamble with your health over a piece of liver full of toxins. It's not worth the risks you may face. Are you willing to give up this dish for the sake of your health? Share your thoughts. Bhuna Gosht. Buna Gosht, a dish that seems enticing, is actually a nightmare in terms of hygiene. The lamb you enjoy is often frozen meat that has expired or sourced from questionable suppliers at shockingly low prices. Have you ever wondered about the origins of the lamb you eat? Beneath the heavy spices lies a battlefield of bacteria waiting to strike. The image is truly disturbing. A large pot of stew placed right on the sidewalk, uncovered and fully exposed to dust from passing vehicles and flies. Do you think a dish like this can be safe? The pieces of lamb are soaking in a mix of oil and spices, coming into contact with all sorts of environmental contaminants. Imagine biting into a piece of lamb stew that contains not just spices, but also dirt and bacteria. Would you have the courage to try such a dish? This is the ideal breeding ground for dangerous bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella, turning this meal into a ticking time bomb for food poisoning. The dust from the street not only increases the risk of infection, but can also lead to serious health issues. Do you really believe your stomach can handle the horrifying bacterial attack hidden in this seemingly harmless dish? It's genuinely terrifying. Would you dare to take the risk for a bite of Bhuna Gosht? Shami kebab. Shami kebab, a familiar dish, hides many hygiene risks. Did you know? Minced meat, often lamb or beef, is highly susceptible to bacterial contamination. With its large surface area exposed to air, minced meat easily becomes a breeding ground for bacteria. Would you really want to eat a dish made from cheap, unknown quality meat that might be starting to rot? The preparation process of Shami kebab is equally alarming. The meat is mixed with spices and onions, shaped into patties, and then fried in reused oil. Just imagine a pan of black, greasy oil filled with burnt residue and harmful chemicals. Can you really trust that this dish is safe? Would you dare to picture vendors using their bare hands to mix meat in a dusty, polluted street? When you enjoy this dish, you might be swallowing a terrifying storehouse of bacteria. Do you really want to put your health in the hands of such a dirty dish? Perhaps it's time to think carefully before trying Shami kebab. Pig offal soup. Imagine a pot of soup made from pig offal like liver, intestines, and stomach, parts that are full of bacteria. The intestines may still contain feces and blood, while the liver and stomach come from pigs of unknown origin, not subject to hygiene checks. At street stalls, the offal is rinsed carelessly, chopped up and cooked in an uncovered pot, exposed directly to dirt and flies. Would you dare to try this dish knowing its origins and preparation process? Every spoonful of soup is not just a meal, it carries the risk of bacterial and parasitic infections. That pot of soup is a boiling mixture of bacteria, forcing you to think carefully before indulging. Just imagine swallowing a bowl of soup that contains hundreds of types of bacteria waiting to invade your body. What seems like an ordinary dish is truly a risky adventure for your health. Do you have the courage to enjoy this horrifying meal, or will you refuse and keep yourself safe? The answer is in your hands. Mutton tikka. Mutton tikka, a popular grilled lamb dish, hides alarming hygiene risks. Did you know that the lamb used is often frozen meat past its expiration date or cheap cuts stored under poor conditions? This creates an ideal environment for dangerous bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella to thrive. When the lamb is marinated with strong spices to mask its unpleasant odor, the underlying risks cannot simply disappear. The meat is skewered and grilled on a charcoal stove right in the middle of the street, surrounded by smoke and pollution. Moreover, there's virtually no hygiene protocol in place. Vendors don't wear gloves, don't wash their hands, and handle the meat with bare hands. Each piece of meat not only absorbs spices, but is also saturated with dirt from the streets, along with harmful bacteria. Would you really want to bite into a mutton tikka skewer like that? Are you willing to risk your health for a dish that might contain carcinogens and a host of harmful bacteria? Perhaps delicious food should come with food safety rather than these frightening risks. Thank you for joining Discover Journey on this exciting culinary adventure. If this documentary has captured your interest, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Discover Journey for more in-depth explorations of the world's most mysterious and challenging dishes. Share your thoughts and feedback in the comments section. See you in the next culinary adventure.